able to at least get closer to some questions we needed to answer personnel-wise. You know, we got a great competition for backup quarterback, got a great competition for left tackle, and also how we're going to use the running backs and the tight ends in all their roles. So we were able to do that with 14 great practices and then the spring game.
As far as that backup quarterback battle, would you say that's between Vanderveen and Del Rio at this point, or what are you thinking there?
Well, everybody's part of it now. All three of them all got equal reps during the spring. And like I tell the guys all the time, who determines the roster? The players determine the roster about how they play. And we only go by what we see. So how they play, whether it's 1 rep, 5 reps, or 20 straight reps, it's determined about how they perform when they're called to be out there. So it's been a good competition. They've all had good days. They've all had some days that they wish they had back, and it's still wide open going into the spring.
How would you assess their performances today?
Well, I reserve judgment until I watch the tape, but for the most part, they handled the operation well. They got us into the right play when we had some checks on. They threw it to the right guy most of the time, but certainly it wasn't perfect. So overall, I was pleased with all of the 3 guys and also Sean.
I know such a huge thing for you guys is you want to be more balanced this coming season. Do you feel like you made strides in that area, and if so, how did you do that during practice?
Well, we just tried to make the reps equal, you know, and it all stems from player evaluation. We got to see how the new linemen block in the run game and in pass protection. We got to see how the quarterbacks, you know, conduct the run-pass kills and things like that. So there's a lot of evaluation, and you just are able to script that in practice, so you make sure you get enough reps to see and make sure you get a total evaluation.
With the offensive line so in flux and so many injuries, did that make it more difficult or not really, because they got to pass protect too? It doesn't matter what play you're calling, or did that have any impact on it?
Not really an impact. I mean, it was just next guy in with the injuries, so we just went about our business with the offense, because it almost we were almost force-fed to run all the plays with these young guys in there with all the injuries. So it was really advantageous for us to see and get multiple reps at some of these guys that normally wouldn't. So it was really good to get a feel for how the depth would perform, particularly in the offensive line.
You're about to go spring evaluation recruiting, really kind of for the first time in a while, so I guess what's that going to be like for you?
Well, it'll be fun. I enjoy the recruiting process, and we all know as a staff that it's the lifeblood of the program, and Coach Riley makes sure that everybody knows that recruiting is vital, and we're just trying to gather as much good players as possible to come here to Oregon State, and this is a really critical month for us.
I don't want to ask you what your pitch is, but just kind of how do you approach recruiting as far as, you know, your style and your personality and kind of how all that goes into it?
Well, recruiting and life is all about relationship. The coach-player relationship, the coach-coach relationship, the player-player relationship. That's what it is. It's all about relationships, and us in talking to a prospective student athlete when we're able to, or a coach, is just conveying to them that this is a program where you can trust us to take care of your son or your player and give them a great opportunity, great experience both on and off the field.
With so many injuries, sorry I came in late, how would you assess your first spring as the OC? With so many injuries on the line.
Well, it was a good opportunity with all the injuries to see these young guys and be able to get good evaluations with them, more reps than typical. So it was great to see some of these offensive linemen who are young, you know, redshirt freshmen and things like that, get in there and get multiple reps as a pass blocker or a run blocker. So it gives us some good valued reps on tape that really in the off season we can watch and determine the depth chart, and as we go here in the spring and propel into the fall camp.
And on that note, as the rain starts coming down.
Yes. Okay, you got it.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.